Sattler 5.
Devrite Homes, when you're looking for attention to detail and a uniquely designed home to suit all your needs. At Devrite Homes, we only build a limited number of homes per year, so we can truly focus on what you want out of a prestige home builder. We've continually won awards for excellence, with a record number of wins last year and the proud winner of the Australian Townhouse Villa of the Year. While we love building homes to suit each client, we pride ourselves on designing homes that take into account the special safety needs of some of our clients. If you have a dream, we can make it come true. Talk to Jay Mangano and find out more about Devrite Homes at www.devrite.com.au.
This is the Sattler 5.
Welcome back to the Sattler Files, and this is Bricks and Mortar. We talked to Jay Mangano from Devrite Homes of Distinction about all things building.
Hi, how are you today, Despene?
I'm good. Now, Jay, we've gone through, in the time that you've been on air with us, we've gone through so many different aspects of building a house, right from site plans to councils, permission, everything. Now we're going to talk about the end of the road. Well, not the end of the road, but the end of the build, and that's something you call practical completion. Tell me what that means.
Practical completion will be the last payment on your schedule when you sign your contract.
Why did I just know it had to have something to do with money?
Yeah. And it is a term that we use when the house is complete, but not everything has to be done, and you'll go through it with your builder. At that time, he will meet you on site, and supervisor or somebody will meet you on site. You go through it and you pick up things that have been missed or things that aren't up to
things that have been
scratch.
paid for and not delivered, or things that, or the other way around.
Any faults that you see. Mm-hmm. And then probably 10 to 14 days after that will be handover.
And that means they get the keys.
They get the keys. But at the date of practical completion, your house has to be habitable. It would have to be, the toilets
functioning
working,
kitchen, functioning bathrooms.
Yes. So it has to be a habitable house. You can't go to practical completion that's not habitable. But
we're
as
talking
long
about
as
floor coverings and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, the floor coverings that the builders do. Main floors won't be done because that's usually done by the client after handover. But anything that the builder's doing. And then once you go to practical completion, your final payment becomes due. Now, there'll be things that get picked up at practical completion that the builder has to fix or has to do.
So is the onus on the client to find the faults? And if they don't find those faults at that meeting, does it then become, it's like, too bad you missed out?
No. It would be it would be like a normal contract. If you've missed something out, you've got an obligation to do it.
If it's in the original contract.
So it wouldn't matter when they came back and said it. So if they come back 2 days later and said, hey, I just realised you missed this, you would have to do it because it's in the contract. You'd have to do it. But, faults and things that need rectification, usually you would need to pick them up then and there because otherwise it comes to did you do it? If there's a chip in the wall.
Who did it, yes.
And you come back 2 days later and say there's a chip in the wall and you've had the house for 2 days, they say, someone's done it since. You didn't put it on the practical completion, so it's not there. Mm. So, faults, you need to pick them up at practical completion. And the builder's then got a chance to rectify them. He doesn't have to rectify them before handover, but he's got an obligation under the contract to rectify them anyhow. Mm-hmm. So you can't withhold money, otherwise you become in default of your contract. So you've got to pay the money.
And of course that could be a whole new ball game and a real mess. That would actually entail court and all of that, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, you don't want to go down that road.
You wouldn't want to go down that road.
So you can't, and you don't want to be in default in your contract. That's not a good place to be. You can't withhold money because that puts you in breach. So, you just pay the money and the builder's got an obligation to come back and fix those things under the contract.
Under the contract.
And the builder's registration would make him come back and fix them if it was deemed they were responsible.
What happens in the untimely event that a builder goes belly up and goes bust? If the company goes broke and they haven't finished a house, what do you do? What does the home builder do?
Well, in Western Australia, and it's different for every state, but in Western Australia we have insurance, we have indemnity insurance, which we have to take out with every contract. So we can't get a building permit without having indemnity insurance on that house.
Okay, so no matter what happens to the company, that house will be finished.
Oh, it's not as simple as that.
Oh, well, I was getting excited there. I thought there was a law that actually worked.
Well, it's really costly. Indemnity insurance is a costly thing, and it's going up for like 50% every year. So
Really?
it's getting really,
Well, obviously, times are tough and more builders are going under, I suppose.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think
So why are the premiums going up all the time?
I don't know. I don't know why they're going up all the time and they're doubling. It's all political and, the government's involved and they underwrite stuff and, so it's not a good system.
Is there a state in Australia that has a better system
Um,
that you think would be a model that WA could probably follow?
No, I think they're all got problems.
They're all
with it.
flawed, aren't they?
They're all flawed in some way. But they talked about getting rid of, because you've got the time when your house is under construction. So if the builder went belly up when it's under construction, then you've got to go to the insurance company and then you've got to get 3 quotes to finish it. And it's not easy to get a builder to take on somebody else's job.
Exactly,
because
particularly if it's a company that was getting into trouble.
they're starting
God knows
cutting
what
corners
shortcuts are in there.
Yeah,
Goodness knows what's
so
going on behind the walls.
It's not easy to get someone to take it over. And so you've got to get 3 quotes and then the insurance company picks them. So this is all a long process. So, you could be looking at 12 months between going and
leaving a house not quite finished for 12 months is not going to be a good thing.
No, it's not good for anyone. But at least there is a end
There
in
is
sight.
that,
But
yeah.
you're not covered for. So you're covered for $100,000, and
Is that all?
yeah, because they're going to let the contract again. So the new builder is going to get paid for what they're going to do. The old builder supposedly should have been paid for what they're going to do.
Paid, yes.
So all they're covering is the difference between what the old builder would have done it and the new builder's going to do it. And obviously it's going to cost more because the new builder's taking on things that the other builder has.
Or may not have done properly.
So you're not covered. You can't just get the money and finish the house yourself. That's not how it works. But I think in some cases people do. If it's pretty close to practical completion, they would put it to the insurance company that's the way out. But you'd only do that if it was really close to practical completion, I think. But I've had one that, because the receivers are the ones that control it all, and I've had one that the receivers has come to me and said, would you take on this job and you'll pay us 5% if you get the job.
What?
And you go,
But the receiver's double dipping.
yeah, and you think, hang on, this person's been hurt enough. Why now do you think you can take some money out of the insurance money?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's just because that 5% has to go into the bill that the builder's going to put in to finish the house.
It's almost like, a backhanded payment. I mean, it's like paying for a contract.
Yeah, and you think that is just
That can't be right.
So I don't know if it's obviously legal. They were doing it,
Yeah,
but
they were doing it.
you would wonder how.
Well, I mean, those liquidators, they get it from the only person who wins in a solvency case seems to be the liquidator, because they get their money before anybody else.
Yeah. So so if a builder goes bankrupt in that time, then while you're building, then that would be what had developed after that. But if they we got 6 years warranty on the house, structural warranty. So that's the bit that makes the insurance unworkable, I think, because the insurance companies are holding warranty on houses for 6 years that something might be wrong with those houses. So there was talk that they were just going to get rid of that 6 year
window
and just bring it back to your maintenance period.
And so what's your maintenance period then?
4 months.
4 months. Well, that's when if a crack's going to appear because of the plastering or some plumbing issue isn't working, you should be able to pick it up in that time, don't you think? Or do you think we need longer?
No, you should be able to pick it up, but structural things may not
surface for a while,
especially if they haven't compacted the ground or something, and it takes a while for it to subside. But we can't live our lives what if. That's what governments do, and that's why we keep ending up in they've got to think of every possible thing that could go wrong, and then we'll but if we got rid of that trail of 6 years, it may make it a more sustainable, because at this point it's just getting ridiculously priced, and that the cost of that insurance goes on to the build, because the builder's got to pay it, it's got to go on to
that's right. I mean, the builder's got to wear it, so it's got to be shared.
It's got to go onto the contract. So the homeowner is actually paying it. Yes, the builder may do it, and it actually belongs to the house, not the homeowner.
Right. So whoever's in possession of the house, while you're building it, you're in possession of the house. When it's completed or after practical completion, is that true? Then the homeowner owns.
If they sell the house, then they have to produce that certificate. So it's not something you should throw away, because if you sell your house within 6 years, you have to produce it.
Okay.
And hand it on to the next owner, so the next owner can claim if they want to. I had a story. Guy told me yesterday that he claimed on a builder, 5 years and
10 months
as he was going to sell the house. There's a crack here, come and fix it. He said they did. So
yeah. Well, I think, for the sake of your good name, it'd be easier just to go and do the job.
Oh, he reckoned that they had a really good team, and it just happened, and they come in and you think, gosh, it must be something they're doing all the time, because it's just not something that we would be able to do at the drop of a hat.
No.
We would have to organise it.
Well, they've obviously got the emergency, oops, we made a mistake team.
I would say they have a regular do at it. So
a regular team to mop up the problems. And rectify the damage.
Yeah. It's something that's in the building industry you have to be very careful with.
There are a lot. I mean, I've been listening to these programs that you do, and there is so much involved in getting your house from start to finish. And you really do need a builder who knows the rules and the regulations, which you do.
Yeah.
You don't win awards, do you, Jay, if you don't understand the rules?
No, that's right.
Yeah. And now, what's your latest reward again? What's the latest award you received?
Australian Business Partner of the Year.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a good one to have.
Yeah, it is.
So you do know what you're talking about, don't you?
I do, yes.
Many years in the game.
Many years ago. If I don't know, Ron does. Between us, we've got all the answers.
They're a team, Jay and Ron Mangano, a very good team.
We are. He studies all night. He's got every BCA since we started. And he got the new one the other day, and it's like I'm going to bed now. I've got to read my new book, and you think it was the same as last year's book. Why would you want to?
No, isn't that amazing? No. Well, so at least somebody reads the book, because I'm sure a lot of other building companies don't take their book to bed.
No, and it's good when if you have someone say, well, that's in the BCA, and you go, is it? Where is it? Show me where it is. Can you show me the paragraph that says that?
Because Ron would know.
Yeah.
Ron, with his photographic memory, he would know.
Yeah, he just, And you think, most of it doesn't make sense. Why would you keep...
That's why you're such a good team. He does that sort of thing and you do your thing.
Yes. And he doesn't hand stress, so I've got to do the stressful bits.
No, and he likes being on site too.
Yes, very much so. He likes the hands-on thing.
Yeah,
and
he does.
Yeah.
Likes to be able to pick up a tool and work and use it and work with the boys and get it all done.
He does.
Show them how to do it properly. Not that he'd need to now because your team would be very good.
We got to keep at them. We still got to remind them all the time. And
this
so
is a standard.
This is what we
the
require.
Standard that we require. What you did on that last job has nothing to do with me. You didn't work for me then.
Yeah. So he's just talking to the painters about painting over hinges. You know, that's not acceptable.
No,
it is not acceptable.
No, it's not
Do
acceptable.
not do it.
But you see it all the time.
Yeah.
You do see it all the time.
So he said, I will clean it myself and I will show you what is expected. So you've got to keep at them all the time because they go and work for other people. And
I know, but the sad fact is, the good thing is that you're only as good as your team. You and Ron at the top are good, but you've got to make sure that your boys or girls work to the same rules and regulations that you require.
Yes, we do. And it's a constant battle because there's just so many things that are products are getting cheaper and
nastier.
Yes. I wasn't going to say nastier, but you did. So,
I said it for you. Well, that's just it.
Yeah. And the bean counters have got involved in everything. And everything is done the cheapest way it can possibly be done. And that's
all about the money now.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. We've got to come back to some kind of
standards.
Standards,
or pride in your work, if nothing else.
Yeah, that would be good if we had some standards and some pride.
Yeah.
But unless the tradesmen are responsible for their own faults, that's never going to be, because now if they do something wrong, it's just the builder.
Yeah.
The builder's responsible for it, except for electricians and plumbers. They would be expected, it's their registration.
Well, that's right. They'd have to be culpable for their own mistakes.
So if an inspector...
Goodness, plumbing and electrics are a little bit sort of necessary.
If an inspector walks
and
in
dangerous.
and checks the house and they have done something wrong, he wouldn't even ring the builder. He would ring the plumber or the electrician and say, I've been there and I've seen this, fix it. And, and they would have a black mark against their name.
No one would want that.
Where with all the other trades, it's the builder that's responsible. So they don't have any ownership of it because so the only way you can get them to fix it is if with repeat work, they've got to fix it because they're not going to get any more work. So with builders, you've got that over. If you're an owner builder, you don't have that over them because they know that they're never going to get any more work from you. So they can just walk away. So you've got to be very careful.
Yeah, lots of traps out there for people who don't know what they're doing or think they do know what they're doing but don't.
Yeah.
You get yourself into all sorts of trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay.
Yes.
You know so much.
Oh.
You do. You just know so much about it. I mean, you come in here and you have all these things that I have no idea what you're talking about until you explain them, and then now I know.
Yeah.
Anyone looking for a builder of quality, you need to contact Devrite Homes, and they can contact you. How, Jay?
They can go to our website, www.devrite.com.au, or they can email me on j@devrite.com.au. We like to keep it simple.
Keep it simple. That's exactly what it is. Thanks for joining me, Jay.
Thank you.
You've just been listening to Bricks and Mortar with Jay Mangano from Devrite Homes of Distinction. This is the Sattler Files. We'll be back shortly with more.
This is the Sattler Files.
Devrite Homes, when you're looking for attention to detail and a uniquely designed home to suit all your needs.